independence. But don't you think that this, if yes, this these ceasefire agreements on place and every parties are agree with this and then they implement it right in the right track. So don't you think that this permanent ceasefire will be a way to reach the Palestinians independence, or there will be Gaza will be in a very sad place for its own people?
Yes, from the October 7 attack in 2023, the ball is on Hamas.
Yes.
So the ceasefire preserved by the Trump before he was sworn in on 20 January this year, that becomes an interest for Israel. Why? Because during the 15 months of war, Netanyahu cannot achieve three goals he called for. He fought. First, to release all the hostages from Gaza, and then to defeat Hamas, and then to demilitarize Gaza. There is no any militia in Gaza anymore. But all those three goals fought by Netanyahu cannot achieve. So the ceasefire pressure by the Trump is on the interest of Israel, because Netanyahu gets a pressure from domestic mass demonstration every day from their families or from the Israeli citizen who push Netanyahu to stop the fire and to save their citizen from the Gaza, the hostages. If we when we talk about the Trump idea, is a kind of frustration, not only by the U.S. or Israeli leaders. Since the October 7 attacks, there is a chance of the touch. From the U.S. and the Israel. For both of them now, Hamas will always be the threat for the existence of the Israel. So that's why Trump launched the controversial idea that I believe cannot implement it because that's part of the genocide, and also we know the history about Nakba before the Israel established. And the second, what I want to say is, this is the frustration from the Muslim leaders in OIC, Organization of Islamic Conference, consisting the 57 countries. They also have frustrated how to manage, how to solve this problem. Not only if we talk about the independence, to establish an independent and sovereign Palestinian, it's too far. But OIC cannot push Israel to lift up the blockade against Gaza. Was implemented since 2007. How can they talk about the independence of Palestine, but they cannot push Israel to lift the blockade against Gaza? How can they talk about independence of Palestine, but they cannot push the U.S. to cancel the recognition of the Jerusalem West and East as the capital of Israel? And also, when Trump recognized Jerusalem West and the eastern part of Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and then on December 6, 2027, and also followed by the relocate the embassy, the U.S. embassy from the capital city of Tel Aviv, Israel, to Jerusalem, OIC just can blame. What Trump launched this controversial idea because Trump and also Israel elite leaders, they can calculate the Muslim leaders, the OIC or Arab League just can condemn, but they cannot push them to cancel any controversial idea. And the third, I want to say how the OIC or Muslim, the leaders of Muslim countries talk about the independence of Palestine, but they cannot push Israel to remove the separation wall in the West Bank.
Okay.
That was established since 2002, and then that separation wall in the West Bank has the distance, 750 kilometers. So it's too far if we want to talk about the two-state solution, and I don't believe it can be implemented. For me, the two-state solution is a wrong narration, is a wrong concept. Why? Because that's not original aspiration from the Palestinians. It came from the proposal by the at the time at the Arab League Summit in 2002 in Beirut, Lebanon, proposed by the Crown Prince Prince Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz, later become the King of the Saudi Arabia, and never bring to the referendum. So that's not an aspiration, and that's not an aspiration from the Palestinians, but that foreign concept. And the second why I said this two-state solution is a wrong concept, because this if it can implement it, it just give the land for Palestinian the size only 22% in theory, but in practice, if we talk about the separation wall in West Bank, the state of Palestine, based on the two-state solution, only have the size of 12%. This, if we want to talk about the legal international concept, we can move back. We can go to the partition plan resolution by the UN in 1947 that gave for the Jews, because Israel has not established at the time, 52%, and the 45% for Palestinians, for Arabs, and Bethlehem and Jerusalem under the international law. But Israel already violated that resolution.
Yes.
As usual, as the Pak Tom said, they occupy the West Jerusalem since after the Israel-Arab War in 1948, and then they occupied. They have occupied the East Jerusalem since the Six-Day War in 1967.
Okay.
Until now, when I wrote my thesis, I believe Palestine is an illusion state.
Illusion state.
Yes.
Faisal. Okay, we'll discuss this further with Pak Taufik later after we break for a while. Pak Taufik and Pak Faisal, let's enjoy this first.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Ada manusia yang terlahir sempurna. Jangan kau sesali segala yang telah terjadi. Kita pasti pernah dapatkan cobaan yang berat. Seakan hidup ini tak ada artinya lagi. Syukuri apa yang ada. Hidup adalah anugerah. Tetap jalani hidup ini, melakukan yang terbaik. terjadi. Syukuri apa yang ada. Hidup adalah anugerah. Tetap jalani hidup ini, melakukan yang terbaik. Tuhan pastikan menunjukkan kebesaran dan kuasanya bagi hambanya yang sabar dan tak kenal putus asa. Jangan menyerah, jangan menyerah, jangan menyerah, jangan menyerah, jangan menyerah, jangan menyerah. Oh, syukuri apa yang ada. Hidup adalah anugerah. Tetap jalani hidup ini, melakukan yang terbaik. Tuhan pastikan menunjukkan kebesaran dan kuasanya bagi hambanya yang sabar dan tak kenal putus asa, dan tak kenal putus asa.
Okay, Pak Faisal and Pak Taufik, we continue to discuss this topic. As Pak Faisal mentions just now, that the idea of two-state solution does not come from Palestinians themselves. So, but the international believes that this is the best to address the problem in Gaza. So what do you say, Pa Taufik?
Well, I like to point out from the Israeli perspective. Do you think they really want a two-state solution? No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
For them, it's the great Israel. That's the main objective. So as Faisal mentioned, it becomes an illusion, either in reality or in the perspective of the Israelis. So this is the situation. Although maybe the Palestinian people would can accept these two-state solutions,
mm-hmm,
rather than living in misery, bombarded, etc., for so many years. But not if you look at the Israeli side, they don't want a two-state solution. Honestly, because what they keep on violating the UN resolutions, ceasefire agreements from before now until maybe. That's why Donald Trump said, "I doubt it." And maybe world leaders as well, they doubt that Israel will obey the ceasefire agreement.
mm-hmm,
And then Netanyahu found that Trump may be a best option now after Joe Biden. Now he's in the office, and immediately Trump said that he would like to clean up Gaza,
yeah,
relocate everybody out there.
yes,
He said it's a hell site. Nobody can live there. He will make it as a big real estate site. So for Netanyahu, this is a good sign for him to continue. However, world leaders, the Saudi Arab leader,
OIC, like
OIC,
yes,
everybody, they said, even Saudi, for example, they said there will be no normalization with Israel, saying as long as Palestine is not on the table. Egypt, Jordan, including Western countries, also us here in Indonesia, it is a chaotic narrative, sorry to say that. Why? Because it's not in reality can be implemented. How on earth millions of people, and then you ask them to leave their own land? So for so many millions of years, not just before the Israeli came, they've been there. Although the name of Palestine given according to history by the Roman, but before even the name exists, already people in Palestine area, before the Jews came, taken by Moses from Egypt to Palestine, already people there. So you cannot neglect this, and then ask people to go out and then act like when the Assyrian Empire make the Jews have the diaspora. So it's called the first diaspora on earth, massive diaspora, is when the Assyrian expelled the Jews from their land. But before the Jews came, they were Palestinians,
yes,
regardless of Muslims or not. So you cannot neglect this. This is the long time history already there. So I somehow understand why Faisal said it is an illusion
state
for a two-state solution. If you look at the eyes of the Israel as well, they don't want two-state solution. They will keep violating everything. So this is the situation, Pak. Although we hope for peace in the area, it's not anymore a boiling region. But if you look at history, the land of Shams and Palestine keep becoming a boiling area from ancient time, between Assyrian, Babylonia, the Roman. It is the place. But yes, we hope for the peace in the area. Anyway.
Okay. Yes, Pak Taufik and Pak Faisal, since we open the chat live, YouTube live chat, so there is a questions from our listeners or viewers from Bogor. The question is, this question is for both of you. The question is, what is the best scenario? That's the first question. What is the best scenario? And then what is the most realistic steps needed to be taken to settle the condition now, what is happening in Gaza? Who first? Faisal first? Okay, please.
Yeah, thank you. First, the OIC and Arab League they have to push the Israel to lift the blockade against Gaza. That's the first. And the second, but foremost, the most important thing that we forgot during this ceasefire. We just talked about how to rebuild Gaza, but we never launched a massive campaign, a global campaign to give sanctions against Israel, politically and economically. That's the point. And the second, there must be a global campaign to arrest Netanyahu and also Yoav Gallant, because the ICC, International Criminal Court, already issued arrest warrant against both of them. I think this is the best way to give a lesson for Israel not to launch a genocide against or to launch a war crimes or humanitarian crimes against Palestinians in Gaza. I think that's the most important thing, to launch global, solid, massive campaign to give sanction politically and economically. But unfortunately, it's very ironic. When the Israel launched genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, the Western country, I mean non-Muslim countries like the Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, they broke their official relation with Israel. And Norway, Spain, and Ireland, they give a recognition a Palestinian state. But the 13 Muslim countries that have diplomatic relations with Israel include Turkey, the first Muslim country that established a formal relations with Israel since 1949. Erdogan is not there. It's not brave to break the relations, a diplomatic relationship with Israel. I think that's the point. To launch the massive campaign, global massive campaign to give sanction against Israel, it must be started from the IC countries, and also to launch massive campaign, global campaign to arrest Netanyahu and former Minister Yoav Gallant. That's the most important thing.
Okay, I will be back for Faisal and for Taufik.
Yes, I agree with that. In addition, that we cannot wait until Israeli come to term. No way. You cannot put them in your equation, because we cannot expect anything from Israel as well as the US.
Okay.
So it's in the hands of the, as Faisal mentioned, in the hands of the other leaders of the world, not just the Muslim countries, as well as people in the Europe, in the South America, Africa, including if you aware that South Africa, they already have a massive campaign against Israel, because they already had the experience with apartheid.
Yes.
So why not, as Faisal mentioned, leaders of Muslim countries where they are on the OIC, they come to term together to launch a global campaign for boycotting Israel. Not just the world communities. Currently, just ordinary people like us, we boycotted anything related to Israel. But how about if officially the government stop making relation with Israel? We in Indonesia, since the independence, since the first president, we never acknowledge, we never have official ties with Israel.
Yes.
This is a very good example from Indonesia. So it should be echoed to the other countries in the OIC, even the whole world. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Faisal and Taufik, it seems that this, I believe that this, our conversation is very interesting today, and that's why we still have another questions from our listeners. Let me read Wati. She's Wati from South Jakarta. There are an update about relocating people in Gaza by Donald Trump, but the Saudi Arabian refused it. So what do you think will happen to the people of Gaza if it happens? You continue, Pak Taufik.
It will not happen, of course. They will let go.
They will let
the
go.
People of Gaza, they are. You cannot just say that they are. Gaza is not inhabited only by Muslims, Christians, maybe other Jews as well.
Yes.
And maybe non-believers as well. So they will not go from there. This is their own land, their homeland. How come on earth, if you are like Indonesian, we live in Indonesia for millions of years, and then somebody said to us, okay, you go. Some other people will come. No way. No way. So they will stay there. What we can do, I'm a chairman of a foundation working for capacity building, already recognized by the UN. We think about reconstruction and rehabilitation of Gaza. regardless if there is a war or not. No. We will do the work for helping the Palestinians to rebuild their life, rehabilitate everything. That's the objective. Regardless the stages of the ceasefire, this is now we are on the first stage until the 1st of March, which lasted 6 weeks after the 19th of January. Okay. So we already think about how shall we do with regard to reconstruction and rehabilitation in Gaza.
Yes.
We never think about sending out the Gazan people outside. No. And even Arab countries will not accept.
So what about...
They have their own problems.
What about...
They have their own economic and social problems. Look at Turkey. The Syrian, they are migrated to Turkey. When you go to Istanbul, it's in many places they are Syrian. It's a big problem for Turkey. How about if millions of Gazan disperse to Egypt, to Turkey, to Syria, to Jordan, to Saudi Arabia? No way. Nobody will accept them.
Yes. But what about if Trump insists to do that?
I doubt it. It's as I said, this is a chaotic narrative.
Okay.
Many people even in the US, the taxpayer will not agree with them. They have their own problem inside the country, economic problem, the jobless, that's why Trump implement the new policy with the increasing the tariff for imported goods, because they have their own problem. Yes. Now, how come on earth who will conduct this to give the Arab countries to conduct the migration of the Palestinian people? No way. Nobody will do that.
Okay.
So this is a bluff to me by Donald Trump.
Okay.
And then this is ridiculous. It was Greenland, Panama, and then now it's sending the Palestinian people outside Palestine. You know, it's ridiculous.
Okay, Pak Taufik. Yes, Pak Faisal. This is ridiculous, and this is just a bluff from Donald Trump. Pak Faisal.
Yes, of course, I agree. The situation will be like a status quo as before the October 7 attacks in 2023. But what I want to emphasize is Trump is a role model for Muslim leaders, for OIC leaders, for the Arab leaders. Why I want to say that? Trump is a best friend of Israel, but Muslim leaders is not a best friend of Palestine. That's why Trump always launches controversial idea, controversial policy against Palestinians that supporting Israel. But we have never seen that some action conducted by the Muslim leaders, OIC leaders or Arab leaders for supporting Palestinians. That's why I talk about Trump is a good role model for the Muslim leaders, how to support your best friend, how to support the country you want to support. But that's not committed by the Muslim leaders. That's why I concluded during the U.S. history, there are two presidents who has great support for the Israel. First, the President Harry Truman, who give recognition for the new state of Israel just 11 minutes after the declaration by the David Ben-Gurion. And the second U.S. president who gives best support, best given for the Israel is the Donald Trump. In his first term, he gave recognition Jerusalem, West and East as the capital of Israel, and then relocate the U.S. embassy from capital of Tel Aviv to the Jerusalem. I think that best U.S. president for Israel. But we never see from the Muslim leaders. They just blame. They just what we have seen during the occupation of Israel against Palestinians. The Muslim leaders just reacted, but never acted. They just make blame accusation against Israel when Israel launched massive military campaign against Palestinians, even in West Bank and also in Gaza. But they never talk about how to leave Gaza blockade. They never talk about how to remove the separation wall in the West Bank. Mm-hmm. So what we have seen, Trump acted against his best friend, but Muslim leaders just reacted when it's called best friend. Attacks by its enemy. That's the point.
Okay, Pak Faisal. We have, the world have OIC, the world have Arab leagues, okay? So how to unite those countries, those states, to have one voice to support the Palestinians? You say that they don't have, or they have never do that. Is that because they have, they are in quoted unquote that in terms of economy or defense are less than, say, the superpower United States?
That's why my thesis wrote in 2008, and I still believe until maybe many years, there will be no Palestinian state, because the OIC or Arab Muslim countries has different national interests. How we can hope the Arab super rich country like Saudi Arabia, United Arab of Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, or Oman launch a military campaign against Israel, who committed genocide against Palestine, when they depend their own defense to America, to the United States, who is the best friend of Israel. How we can hope like that? Mm-hmm. That's the main factor. The Muslim leaders, they have no frankly and also solid and brave interest for the Palestinians. They just act for their own interest and mostly become for domestic issue, for their own popularity in their own countries.
Okay, Pak Faisal. One last question for Taufik. This is from our listeners, still on our YouTube live chat. So, what is the terms, or just say, what are the terms to maintain stability in Gaza? So ceasefire is violated. So what should we do to just say, maybe not an illusion to have an independence Palestinian, just say to make Gaza Palestinian unstable? Pak Taufik.
Thank you, Pak. To me, as I mentioned before, we should put Israel out of the equation, because we cannot expect anything from them. They may launch any attack anytime. They may kill anybody anytime. Anybody means the Palestinians. So the term is up to us, really. People who have concern, as Pak Faisal mentioned, who have concern about liberating Palestine, to help the Palestinian people. This is our term. What we should do. Because we cannot have we cannot imply the term for the Palestinian. It's up to the Palestinian, but it's up to us. Yes. So the term is to us. What we should do. Mm-hmm. Boycotting, keep on boycotting, keep on spreading the information about what happened in Gaza, in Palestine, and then because we are community, world community. I'm not from the government. If I'm from government, we can do something more formal, more official, more massive. But we cannot. We can expect government to say something or to do something we can go to the street to voice our concern. Yes, and Indonesian has been regarded as the biggest supporter for Palestinian cause.
Okay.
So keep doing that, because we know the reality really.
Yes.
We're not really concerned about who is Hamas, who is fighting, etc., etc. We want Palestinian people to live in peace. For that, and helping them, for that, we should ask ourselves, what our contribution to them really?
Okay.
Because I'm working in a foundation for capacity building. We are planning already for reconstruction. Mm-hmm. Some people said to me, reconstruction of Gaza is the work of a government. No. You can build hospital, small size.
Yes.
You can build clinic. You can build classrooms,
okay.
Not just a school. So we can do something really.
Okay.
So start contributing, start reaching out, start spreading the news. Mm-hmm. So really understand what's going on. And start helping, give assistance. This is very important. Thank you.
Okay, Pak Taufik and Pak Faisal, just keep going on to do what you have done, and what we will do in the future for the better situation in Gaza. And thank you very much, Pak Faisal again, and Pak Taufik for your time.
Thank you very much, Pak.
This is a very interesting question. We are not come to the end of this discussion. Maybe next time we will have, I hope you still have time to discuss this more and more time, okay? Yes, again, Pak Faisal, Pak Taufik, thank you. Keep doing what you have done, and what will you do for Palestine. I'm Dalat Pade, and thank you, listeners and viewers of Voice of Indonesia. See you next time.
Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.
Bisa patahkan kakiku, tapi tidak mimpi-mimpi